Well, welcome back, you lovely bunch. Thanks for tuning in again. I hope you're all doing good. Right, for the past year, I have actually ditched the cycling computer and have been using something completely different. And it isn't because I don't have cycling. I mean, look at this. I have like far too many bike computers. And this is something that a lot of cyclists will use on every ride. They're used to track your ride. You can look at your power data. You can use them to plan routes for directions, like all sorts of stuff. Like, they are a really, really good tool. But a year ago, I started working with a company called Cadence, and they created this very awesome app, which basically turns your phone into a bike computer. Bike computers are not cheap, and whilst I believe they are still very useful for a lot of people, there's also a huge number of people that probably don't actually really need them. So for the past year, I made a decision that I wasn't going to use my bike computer at all. I was going to use just the Cadence app. I was going to use this to track my rides, I was going to use this to train, I was going to use it for everything. And now, a year on, I'm going to give you a little bit of a report as to what I found out. First of all, I'm going to cover a few of the concerns about using a phone as a cycling computer. So I think the biggest concern for most people is the battery life. How long is your battery going to last if you're using an app to track all your rides and to get all your data? Well, I think Cadence uses about 10 to 20% of your battery life per hour that you're using it. And that obviously depends on the screen brightness and other stuff you have running in the background of your phone. So essentially, if we're say using like 20%, that would be like a 5-hour ride before your phone is completely dead. So if you're doing ultra distance or a bike race, something like that, totally makes sense to use a cycling computer. But if you're just out for a ride for like 1 or 2 or 3 hours, there's no reason you can't use Cadence. I use it regularly. My battery doesn't like drain completely. You don't have to have your brightness on full. You can like put the brightness down and you can still see your phone screen. And this leads me nicely into a second concern, which is the screen visibility. And I think on a very sunny day, that no matter what you're using, it can be a little bit hard to see the screen sometimes. Like, phone screens have improved drastically over the years. It's not any harder to see whilst I'm walking along and I'm using it for navigation, or if I'm in the car using it for navigation, or if I'm on the bike using it for navigation. 99.9% of the time, it's not actually that much of an issue. Another thing people are concerned about is like if your phone falls off your bike, if you crash, is it going to break? This is a possibility. When cycling, there is a chance that you could crash your bike, but it doesn't really matter where your phone is. I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm cycling, I'm wearing Lycra, I've got a little like Lycra shorts on, I've got a jersey on. My phone is definitely not safer in my pocket than it is on the front of my bike. If anything, I'd probably argue that my phone is probably safer on the front of my bike. This is a typical out front bike mount, you know, standard, fixed on the handlebars. And if you were to crash your bike, there's nothing holding that in. So I use a quad lock case, excuse the stickers, the child has sticker bombed it, and they make these out front mounts. Let me just show you this quickly. So if you are concerned about your phone falling off your handlebars and that kind of stuff, I'd recommend using one of these, because these obviously quad lock. The key is in the name here. It locks on incredibly securely, like that phone is not moving. If you want to remove it, you simply press the button, do a quarter turn, and it's released. So it's a lot more secure on the bike than a standard mount, because standard mounts do not have the locking mechanism. Yes, it's a lot bigger, so aesthetically, if you love that like clean, nice aesthetic of bikes, you will probably go for a very small computer rather than a phone. Like, I get it, I get that, I understand that people like that, but this video isn't to be like you need to replace your bike computer with a phone. It's more, if you're thinking about buying a bike computer, there's loads of options, like I say, like there's loads of different options, there's more affordable ones, there's all this stuff, and something we all already have is a mobile phone. So if you're using a phone on a bike, I'd recommend using this. I mean, I've done a video about setting up a quad lock stem mount. Quite a large number of comments were concerns about using your phone as a cycling computer or having your phone on your bike. Vibrations, will the vibrations ruin the autofocus in your camera? Apple actually have information on their website about like vibration dampening and how like the phone's designed to be able to sit on a set of handlebars. But again, if you're worried about that, Quad Lock do make a vibration dampener that will take those vibrations out. That is more designed for a motorbike though, because there's a lot more vibrations from the engine and everything like that. I do take a lot of photos on my phone. I don't want the camera not to work, and I'll be honest, the autofocus on my camera has had no issues. I've got a really old iPhone and it's on my handlebars a hell of a lot. I ride a lot of off-road, a lot of gravel, and it still works fine. The camera still works fine. So if you're worried about the vibrations making your phone not work, I think that's a bit of a myth. So I've done a few videos talking about the Cadence app in the past. I'll put links to those down below. So if you want a full in-depth look at everything it does, check out one of those videos. But in short, you can sync it with your power meter, your heart rate monitor, your cadence sensor, your speed sensor. You can sync it with absolutely anything. You can customize all of the displays. You can choose the colors of them. You can choose what fields you want on them. It's very easy to set up. It's very easy to use. It's very clear when you're riding. I've set it up here with a little map up the top. I've also got like the time I've been riding, my speed, all that kind of stuff. I have one set up for my running. Obviously I don't run along looking at my phone, but it's just nice that you can do it. So it works with all sensors. It's free to download. If you want the Pro version, that is about £5 per month, or about like £35 a year. And then if you want the Elite version, that works out about half the price. And then that comes in at around £2.50 per month, £17 a year. And this is the thing I love about this app. You don't have to download all the Elite, all the Pro versions of it. Like I say, like there's a lot of difference between the Pro and the Elite. And if you do want to find out all the differences between those, do check out one of my older videos. This video is telling you about my experience of using it. I am using the Elite version, so it has everything on it. Everything is unlocked, you know. And this app really is good, you know. So when I started using Cadence app, I was like, I like this. I'll use this for like shorter rides when I'm not really doing like a really long ride or a road ride, but I'll still stick to my bike computers when I'm doing a road ride. And what's actually happened is, I don't use my bike computers. I don't use them at all. I mean, Cadence sponsored the channel, and the creator of Cadence was like, I'm more than happy for you to continue using your cycling computers. Just use the app alongside and let me know what you think. And this is a pretty good testament to how good the app is. I mean, you guys have seen the videos. I have not had a bike computer on the front of my bike for pretty much the entire past year. And that's because I've been using the Cadence app. And part of my contract with Cadence is not to only use the Cadence app and not use a bike computer. But I've been using the Cadence app rather than bike computers because it's just easier. It's simple. It does everything my bike computer does, but I don't have the faff of having to remember to charge things, you know? Like I say, if I was doing a long distance, like multi-day event, I would use a cycling computer. So having used Cadence for the past year, there have been a few changes to like my cycling. And I don't know if this is because of Cadence or just a happy coincidence. But since using Cadence, I have become a little bit less like obsessed with like having to record everything, having to look at the numbers on the screen, having to have everything on the bike computer. I have to Strava everything. I have to, if I didn't Strava it, didn't happen. If I'm not like hitting certain watts or like, you know, like I was a little bit over obsessed. And now, just having it on my phone. I mean, again, maybe this was me with a problem. Maybe it wasn't like a bike computer problem. Maybe it's a Dave problem. But just having it on my phone means that I go out, I enjoy the ride. I don't always have my phone on an out front mount because I film a lot. I use that mount to put my camera on. So my phone will quite often sit in my back pocket. I'm not looking at it. I'm not constantly like looking at the data, how far I've ridden, how long I've been riding. I just ride and enjoy it. And if I do want to do a specific training ride and I want to hit certain power figures, like I can have that on my phone and I can have that data that's there and it's accessible and it's easy to see. So over the past year of using the Cadence app, like I say, I've basically ditched the bike computer completely. I'm using just the app. I really like it. It's not for everyone. If you're like a really serious cyclist and you just want the bike computer, that's fine, you know. But I just wanted to clear up a few little like myths of using your phone and how the battery's going to die. You're not going to be able to see it. The camera's going to break on it. But now I do go out and I enjoy my rides a lot more because I'm not actually constantly staring at a bike computer and I can put my phone in my pocket and get away from it all. Feel free to download the app. If you've used the app, let me know your experience down below. Massive thanks again to Cadence for the support of the channel, and yeah, check it out. Right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys very soon. Bye.